Hey, hey, hey. How are you, Tampa Bay? Today is Monday, and so we are live on Facebook. I hope you're having a great start to your week, and I'm happy to be here with you today. If you're joining me live, please make sure and leave a note in the comments so I know you're here, and let me know where you're shouting out from. I'm in Tampa Bay, and it is pretty hot this week. We've gone from winter to summer overnight. That's not so bad, except that doesn't bode well for the real summertime. At any rate, let's get started with today's show. I am Denise O'Berry, and I'm going to be talking about something that's near and dear to all of our hearts, and that is email marketing. If you're a small business, then you must be using email marketing in order to grow your business. But the problem is, not only do I see people not using email marketing, I see people making fatal mistakes with their marketing. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. I've got a little presentation for you, so let me just cue that up and we'll get moving. Okay, so today I want to talk about the 3 fatal email marketing mistakes that can kill your business. First of all, and this one, I know you've heard it a million times, and that is not having a list. But so many of you still don't. And the thing that's the problem with the not having a list is, what do you do when you're getting ready to launch a product? What do you do when you're getting ready to launch a new service? Who do you shout out to when you want to announce something? It's really, really important to have a list. And the key objective behind having an email list is not just to promote your small business, it's to develop connections with people. You know, in this virtual world that we live in, where we can connect with anybody around the world, which is so amazing to begin with, we can develop deep connections via email with other people. It's all about relationships. And we want to create a conversation. It's not a one-way street anymore. That might have been the case with email a few years ago, but not anymore. It's about reaching out and connecting with people and building trust, because that's what business is all about. Remember that people do business with people, not companies. So if they know you, if they like you, if they trust you, and if they need whatever you have to offer, be it a product or service, then if you've built an email list and you've made those connections, you had conversations, and you've built a deep trust with them, then you're going to be the go-to person when they decide that they need something. So that is the first fatal mistake that many people make when they move forward with their business. Now, I want to talk about one other thing, because this always comes up when I talk about having an email marketing list. And that is the whole thing about, well, number one, isn't email marketing dead? And to that, I'll just say, Google it. People have been shouting that email marketing is dead for at least 10 years now. And email marketing hasn't ever been stronger. It is strong, strong, strong. And that's because people use it to build relationships. Think about something for a minute. With all the social networks that are out there, with all the places where you have to connect with apps online, what is it that you need to sign up? Guess what? It's an email address. And there's a reason for that. So until some really smart techie finds a way for all of us to sign up to things online without an email address, you're going to need one, and there's going to be a need for people to connect with you via email. Now, if you'll notice here, I put all of, well, not all of them. There's so many social apps these days, but the key social apps online. I hear from people, well, I'm on Facebook, or I'm on Instagram, or I'm on Pinterest, or I'm on YouTube, or I'm on LinkedIn, or I'm on Twitter. Why do I need an email list? And the reason behind that is very, very simple. Because you don't own the platform. Have you ever heard of a horror story of somebody who's built up these thousands upon thousands of followers on Facebook or Instagram, and then all of a sudden something happens and their account gets shut down? That is disastrous to a business if you don't also have those people on an email list. You could lose your entire business. I have seen it happen to people, and you don't want that to happen to you. So this is the primary reason behind having your own email list. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, I hate email. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people that don't. Whether you're in the business to business space or whether you're in the business to consumer space, there is a real need for email and connecting with other people. So make sure that you have one. Don't leave your future of your business to the social networks, because trust me on this, something will happen down the road. So let's get on to the second fatal mistake that many people make. And that is focusing on quantity, not on quality. Now I know, we've heard all the hype from all the big gurus. You got to have thousands upon tens upon thousands of people on your email list in order to sell anything and make any money. Well, a big list is a good thing. However, a small list can make you money too, because it's not about the numbers. And I would really like for you not to focus on the numbers. It's about quality of your list. You could have a list of 100,000 people, but if only 10,000 of those people are engaged, guess what? It doesn't do you any good. It just costs you money every month. So if you have 100, 500, 1,000 people on your list that love to hear from you, that is a very, very good thing. So don't focus on quantity. And the three key things that you need to do with your list in order to maintain the quality of it is you need to niche it down. Focus it down on specific topics for your particular target market. Then you want to make sure that you segment offers. Today email marketing is all about relationships. And it's not about having a list of 1,000 people and sending every single email you want to send out to those 1,000 people. You need to have an email service provider that allows you to segment your offers by people's interests. That's really, really important, because otherwise you're just sending messages to people in what I call splat mode, and that just doesn't work at all. So you want to make sure you have an email service provider so you can segment your offers to your list, focus on interests so that you really do tie into that whole relationship thing. And that brings up another point. Stay in touch. I'll tell you, there's so many lists, and at points in time over the years of my business, I can tell you that I have been guilty of this too, where you don't hear from somebody, and then all of a sudden they've got a big product launch. So guess what? You get a gazillion emails in a matter of 3 days. What does that make you do? That just makes you go, ugh. You just do not want that to happen. So you want to make sure and have a consistent way to stay in touch with people. There's a lot of people that say, well, I don't want to hear from somebody any more than 1 day a week. Well, that's okay. And some people only send emails once a month. Now, personally, I don't think that's enough. I think you need to do at least weekly. But I also know small business owners who are sending out emails daily, and it's successful for them. So you have to decide what's going to work best for your business and for your email subscribers so that you've got the right in touch message for them, so you're not getting to them too much and bogging them down, but you're providing them enough value so that they stay connected to you. Vitally, vitally important in order for you to stay in touch, because engagement is the key. It is quality, not quantity. Don't ever forget that. You know, when people start talking about those big lists, it's so easy to go, oh, but my list is so small. Well, just get rid of that whole thought, throw that whole mindset away and say, my list is really small and mighty and powerful, and my people are engaged with me. Always make that stick in your mindset, and you'll be a lot better off. So that takes us to fatal mistake number 3, which is not following up. That happens a lot too. You know, how many times do you sign up for a list and then you never hear from anybody again? You worked really, really hard to get that person on your email list. Don't just let it drop once you've got them there. So today, it's really much, much more difficult than it was even a couple of years ago to get somebody to trade their email address for whatever your free thing is that you're offering to them. People have become very, very skeptical. So don't waste it by not following up with them. And there's 3 key things that you need to remember in your follow-ups. Number 1, write like a friend. Some people just choke up when it goes to writing an email message to their list. And if you shift your mindset and think about some friend that you really enjoy talking with about your business and about what you offer and what value you can provide to people, and visualize that friend when you are writing your email, then you'll have a whole lot more luck. If you need to, put a picture of that friend in front of you so that you don't forget who you're writing to. It really does work. I know it sounds funny, but it really does work. And the second thing is be consistent. You know, that's the whole thing. What's your schedule going to be? You've got to have a strategy for when you're going to send out these emails. There's nothing worse than deciding, okay, I'm going to do this every Friday. I'll send an email every Friday to my list. And then you get to Friday morning and you go, oh my gosh, I don't have anything ready to send to my list. So then you have to rush. And the quality that you put out, not so good. So you want to have a strategy for it. You want to have a plan for it. The topics for your emails can just be found anywhere across the internet. You know, Google your topic and you'll find an abundance of ideas. Visit Facebook for a little while and you'll find an abundance of ideas. The bucket of ideas is huge and it continues to run over. So be consistent, have a strategy, and send your emails out on a regular schedule. And last, don't be afraid to sell. I've known so many small business owners that have had email lists for a very long time, but they've never sold anything. And you know, when I first started, I can tell you, I had the same fear. The fear is, well, if I send a sales message to my list, everybody's going to unsubscribe. Well, number 1, that's not true. If you've done what you should in building a relationship with these folks and they know, like, and trust you, they're going to be looking for ways that you can help them. So don't be afraid to sell. And don't shift into an all salesy mindset. Go back to that write like a friend. You are helping them. They are there because they want to hear what you have to offer. So make sure that you go ahead and include selling in your email messages. You don't want to just sell all the time or just build relationships all the time. So you want to have a good mix of that going on in your communication with your email list. So those are the 3 fatal email marketing mistakes that I see many small business owners make. And what I'd like for you to do, if you're here with me, either live or watching the replay, is tell me, what are your biggest challenges? And what fatal marketing mistakes have you made? Number 1, do you not have a list? If you do not have a list, you need to start one pronto. Number 2, are you hung up in the quantity? Are you hung up in the fact that maybe you only have a few hundred people on your list, and so you're intimidated by the fact that other people have much more? Don't be. Kick that mindset right out of your head. And number 3, have you let your list go stagnant? Well, I want to present you with a challenge right now and say, send an email to your list tomorrow. Put it on your to-do list for today and get it done. So let me just close out my slides here and come back to you live. And there we are. So I hope that today has helped you. If you are not working your email list, then you may need to make sure and do that. And I'm just going to check the Facebook page here real quick and make sure that, see if we have any comments or questions that need to be answered. And I'm not seeing any right now. So I will go ahead and close out for today and say thank you so much for watching. I'm live every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, and I'd love for you to join me. If you have a topic that you'd like for me to cover, make sure and leave that in the comments. I always enjoy hearing from you. I'm all about you, so make sure that you enter what you want to hear about in the comments. At any rate, I'll sign off for today and say, have a great week.